Hey YouTube, it's Brian B. Take the Time Collectibles. Welcome back to my channel. I've been absent from videos for a little while. I've been really busy and I was sick for a week, so catching up. This video is going to be longer than I want it to be because I have a lot to catch up on. There's going to be several parts. If you're not interested in watching the whole thing, I don't know how long it's going to run, but longer than I want it to be, look in the video description box and I'll have a breakdown with timers of what part of the video will be what. So there's going to be a new comic book haul. There's going to be a small back issue haul. There's a local comic store that's going out of business that I picked up a bunch of 75% off books from. So got that haul. I've got two unboxings. One's comiclink auction. I won 2 CGC books from there. The second is eBay item. And then I've got 2 AOKs and original art to show, but now that I realize I started filming this, I don't have easy access to it, so I'll save that for the next one. But anyway, we'll get started here. I'm going to start out with update on my contest and some shout outs. First, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who has already participated in my contest. If you aren't aware of it or haven't seen the details, go back to my previous video. It's called 100 subscriber thank you, be a real life superhero contest. And if you meet the qualifications to enter, you win. There's 100 unique winners, and it'll be open until I have 100 winners. So take your time to check it out. It's for a good cause, and you win something. So on that same note, I want to give a big shout out to the Great Legend Show. He did a live show Saturday night, Monday night. No, it was his second to last live show. And there's a link. There'll be a link to it in the description below if you're interested in seeing it. Kind of a 3-part show. The first part of it, he speaks some legend truth, which is always good. The second part of the show, he overviews and promotes and participates in my contest. And the third part of the show, he unboxes an AOK I sent him. So some cool stuff to check out. The chat was lively, and I recommend, time permits, going back and watching that. It was a good time. And I thank you very much, Legend, for doing that for me. And for the community, hopefully more people will get involved because of it. Moving on, a couple other people I want to shout out real quick. 2 of the AOKs I received. One was from White Whale Comics. Alex sent me the comic book he self-published. I'll show those in a second. And the other one was Fiverr's Revenge. He participated in my contest and felt compelled to send me something after he received the prize I sent him. So that was very cool and unnecessary of him. I'll show you those books in a minute. 2 others I want to shout out. Everybody should know him by now, but if you're not familiar with Discovery Bay, JB, every morning he does a roundup show telling you of all the content that he's aware of that's going to be on, comic book related content that's going to be on YouTube for the day. So it's an excellent resource for plotting and scheming what you're going to watch on a given day, or if you're not aware of something that you might want to watch after the fact, or paying attention when auctions are coming out. All good stuff. He does a really good job with it and keeps it fun. So definitely sub him up if you haven't already and start watching his show. And the last one I want to mention is Manny and Chino have a channel called Chino's Comics and More, and they've recently become comic book store owners. So it's pretty cool to see the work they've done so far in the store. They do fun content, involve the kids sometimes, show off hauls, but their focus has changed a little since they took on the store. That's a lot of new responsibility and traversing some unknown water. So it's interesting to see what they're doing and how they're doing it. Support them if you're local to them in the Dallas area. Please stop by and check out their store. There's a link to their content down below as well. Anyway, moving on to my stuff. I'm going to start out with a new comic book haul. It's been way too long since I did my last video, so there's a bunch of these. I'm going to try and move pretty quickly. Let's start out with Die 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 number 7, Robert Kirkman. Got Daredevil number 2. This was recently relaunched, what I'm not happy about, but the story in issue 1 was very good. I haven't read number 2 yet, so cautiously optimistic about that so far. We've got Sword Daughter number 6 from Dark Horse Comics. The series has been very good so far. We got Conan the Barbarian back from Marvel, but now we also have the Savage Sword of Conan, It's not magazine size, which I wish it would have been, but looking forward to reading that. I've really enjoyed the Conan book so far. Prior to the Daredevil relaunch, we had a 5-issue miniseries called Man Without Fear. This was the one issue I was still missing from that somehow. That's number 4. DC Comics, Brian Bendis. We got United States of Murder, Inc. This was the last issue. This was issue 6 of 6. I haven't read that miniseries yet, but I read the previous incarnation. We got Red Sonja number 1 with an awesome Joe Linsner cover there. Walking Dead, 188. If you're not reading this book, you should be. Alec and John's Comics and Kids, and I'm forgetting who else. One other person did a review of it recently. This is Die number 3 from Image Comics. It's a very good series. We've got Marvel Star Wars number 61. So Mark Millar, Prodigy number 3. This is the C cover. It's got a giant shark. Can't go wrong with a giant shark. This is a book Justin from Exile State Comics recommended to me, and I've been turning other people onto it. It's a very good series. It's from Ahoy Comics, and this is called The Wrong Earth. This is issue number 6. I recommend you check that out. This is a spin-off of The Sixth Gun. This is by Cullen Bunn. It's called Shadow Roads, Oni Press. Nobody read The Sixth Gun, but it was a really good series. If you can pick up those trades, I recommend going back and doing it. This is DC Vertigo, Goddess Mode number 3. It's from Aftershock Comics. This is Hot Lunch number 5. Image Comics, East of West, number 41. This is the relaunch of Hit Girl number 1. A lot of people started out liking the last series, kind of dropped it, but you might want to pick this one up because look at who's writing it. Kevin Smith. So that means it probably won't come out on time, but it'll be a good read. We got Guardians of the Galaxy number 2 by Donny Cates. From Hardcase Comics, we've got Breakneck number 3. I'm sorry, it's not Hardcase. Hardcase is the name of the line of crime noir books, but this is actually from Titan Comics. Most of their stuff's been pretty good so far. I've liked what I've read from them. New Mark Millar book from Image Comics. This is called Sharky the Bounty Hunter. That's number 1. Got Wonder Woman number 64. This is a Stanley Art Germ Lau. It's kind of done in the widescreen format. It's pretty cool. So it's the last issue of Zenobra from Scout Comics. Big fan of dragons, so looking forward to seeing how this series ends. We got Thor number 10. Is Oblivion Song number 12. Kick-Ass number 12. Another series I'm really happy is back. This is Ed Brubaker, Criminal number 2. It's nice to have that book monthly again. Spawn Kills Everybody, Volume 2. Little Infinity Gauntlet homage there. Introducing Clownos. We got the black and white version of that cover. And the C cover, which is mostly blank. You got Baby Spawn on there too. From Antarctic Press, company that does rags. I picked this up on a recommendation. I haven't read it yet, and I haven't been able to find 1 and 2 yet, but this is Punchline number 3. Curious to read that when I can catch those. DC Vertigo, got American Carnage. This was number 4. Dynamite Comics, we've got the Lone Ranger. This is number 5. Punisher, number 8. Die, number 8. Another Wonder Woman art germ cover. This is number 65. Got Big C, Conan the Barbarian, number 4. This book has been really good. If you're a Conan fan, pick it up. You'll be happy you did. Looking forward to reading this one. This is, even though it's not Donny Cates, which I'm a little disappointed by, it's should be fun. Cosmic Ghost Rider destroys Marvel history. Pretty much everybody's reading this book now, but if you're not, you should be. This is the Immortal Hulk, number 14. And they're about to reprint the first 8 issues, probably for the last time. So if you missed out on that book and you want to read it, there'll be a new printing coming out. 2 issues are coming out this Wednesday, and the rest of them will be out the 20th, I want to say 23rd, but a week from Wednesday. So keep an eye out for those. They've got new art. It's not really new art, it's pages from inside the book, but the cover is different again. So we're going to catch up on those. I'm sorry, the last one was Star Wars 62. This is a walk through hell, number 8, Garth Ennis. It's been a very interesting series. This is Die, number 4. This is Superior Spider-Man, number 3. Book kind of started out interesting. I didn't expect him to be battling a cosmic level foe right off the bat, but he's fighting Blastar, so if that's of interest to you, pick it up. It's kind of interesting. This is the Virgin cover of the last issue of Spawn. Let's say it's $2.95. They're hiding the number. $2.94. Picked up 2 copies of that one. Then we got Red Sonja, number 2. This is the Michael Linsner cover. The Walking Dead, number 189. Starting the road to 200. Should get interesting. Conan the Barbarian, number 3. Dead Man Logan, number 4. That book has been good. Firefly, number 4. Daredevil, number 2, which I think I showed already, so I may have bought 2 of those by mistake. And last one for the new comics is Savage Sword of Conan, number 2, an awesome Alex Ross cover. So that's the new comic book haul. Real quick, we'll do the AOKs here. These were from Fiverr's Revenge. He sent me Call number 1. And this is reprints of the 70s issues in the Baxter format. Got Marvel Max, Volume 1, Nick Fury, number 1. Got Bronze Age Conan the Barbarian, number 79. We both like swords and sorcery stuff, so we sent some of that back and forth. This is Warlord, number 58. We got Marvel Max Luke Cage. This is number 3. And the last one he sent me, you know, I'm a Punisher fan. I've owned this book many times, but actually, honestly, I didn't actually have one now, so it was kind of cool he sent it to me. This is the first ongoing series of the Punisher number 1. I always love that cover. So, thank you very much, Fivers. unnecessary but greatly appreciated, and I'll have fun reading those. And Alec from White Whale Comics sent me the first 3, and as far as I'm aware, the only 3 issues that he published of his book. It's called Missing Pieces. And I hope to read these over the weekend, but did not have a chance to do it yet. I apologize, Alec, but I will get to them as soon as possible. So, very much looking forward to reading these. If you haven't checked out White Whale Comics, check them out, subscribe. Interesting content. He recently did a 2-part series with I've Got Issues, mainly reviewing the Mr. Miracle 12-issue series that just wrapped up from DC, but it's much deeper than that. It's very poignant and personal, and probably not what you're used to watching, but definitely something you should watch. I recommend checking those 2 videos out, and I will put the link to them in the auction. I'm used to doing eBay. Description below. Okay, continuing on. This is a book I won from, there's an art, part of a lot from Archangel. Yeah, but I bought it mainly for this book. I like Mark Brooks, and this was a variant cover I didn't have. It's Phoenix Resurrection, and it is signed by Mark Brooks, which is cool. Actually, it's double signed. You see that? Even cooler. So, thank you, Archangel. This was an eBay purchase. There's an artist I like a lot. His name's Deacon Black. He hasn't done a lot of work that's been published, but he has done a few Zenescope things. On the plus side, he's done work for Zenescope, so I'm happy I can buy some of his comics. On the negative side, only one of them has been a piece that was available for cover price. Most of his work has been con exclusives, and then on top of that, even more of them have been the VIP versions or the red carpet versions, or really, really rare books. 100 print runs, 50 print runs, 25 print runs, stupid stuff like that. So while he only has like 10 total books, 7 of them are quasi-obtainable and 3 of them are reaching for the stars. So anyway, I've been picking them up as I see them, and I was able to get another one of those. This is the action figure limited to 350 pieces of Van Helsing versus Dracula #2, Deacon Black cover. And try and get it so you don't get glare on it here. Little steampunk look going on there. Now I have 3 different versions of this cover. There's one with the trench coat, one without the trench coat, one without the trench coat and a different top, and I believe there's a 4th version that I have not been able to find yet that they only made 50 of, so I'm on the lookout for that. For my birthday, one of the local stores sent me a 25% off coupon, so I figured I'd use it. I hesitate buying back issues from the store. I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want to badmouth anybody, but they don't let you open back issues. So you're buying them based on the cover, which is a little frustrating, kind of silly in my opinion, but I had the coupon, I figured what the heck I wanted. So I looked on the wall and I found a book that's been on my cheaper book want list. Is Captain America 138. It's the second part of a Captain America and Spider-Man crossover. And it looked pretty nice. So here with the discount, here's the book. Looks pretty good, right? Now I want you to note one thing, right? You should look at where that sticker is. And I'm going to take this out of the bag. You're going to see the only defect on that book is exactly where that sticker was. Now, whether that was intentional or accidental, I can't say, but I wasn't happy about it to find that crease there directly under where the 2 stickers cover it up. But whatever, it is what it is. Other than that, the book's in nice shape and I can read it, so whatever. This is a book I actually came in the store. I purchased for myself because I didn't have one yet. I've been on the lookout for one in high grade. I think the book's undervalued. And I think this copy will, I probably won't press it. I rarely press books, but I might send it to Edwin over at Strictlycomix to get it pressed. It's got 2 spine ticks that would press out, one that won't. You know, we'd probably get this up to a 9.4. But this is Uncanny X-Men number 129. As it sits right now, it's between an 8.5 and a 9.0. But it's the first appearance of Emma Frost and the first appearance of Kitty Pryde. So happy to have a high-grade copy of that. Then this next stack of books is all stuff I bought from a store in the local area that unfortunately is closing. Or I shouldn't say they're closing the store, but they already have 2 other stores. So they took the majority of the key issues and product that was newer and dispersed it between the other 2 existing stores. But everything else that's left in the store until their lease is up at the end of the month, they've been lowering their discount, or I'm sorry, increasing the discount. So today they were at 75% off of back issues and 50% off everything else in the store. So I said, all right, I'll go over there, and I dug through the bins for a while, and I found some cool stuff for, 75% off. First one I picked up is Superior Spider-Man number 19. It's a variant cover, a Lego variant. It's an homage to Amazing Fantasy number 15. And I had never seen this. I thought it was pretty cool. So pick that up. And got this sketch variant cover of Larfleeze number 2 from the new 52. Grab that. Soul Saga number 1. I think I actually got 3 covers of that. Yeah. Different Soul Saga number 1. And another Soul Saga number 1. And picked up Starfire number 12. That's the last issue of that 12-issue series. Got a Spawn Matina cover. Price tag covers up the number there, I believe it's $223. It's a Mark Millar book that's probably going to be a show on Netflix at some time, so this is kind of a spec, but it was also a good read. This is Starlight. A little bit Buck Rogers. A little bit John Carter. I thought it was a fun read. It had 2 covers. I picked those up. I've always heard good things about this book. I've never read it. They had a first print of number 1 there, so I grabbed Southern Bastards number 1. I like most of what Jason Aaron writes. Picked up Secret Wars Battle Worlds, Old Man Logan number 1 first printing. This is Stumptown Volume 2 number 1. Series just got options, maybe something. J. Scott Campbell Spider-Woman variant. We got 2 copies of Space Punisher number 3, which is a really sick Galactus cover by Mark Texeira. It's Lady Mechanica. This is, I think, the 3rd series. It's number 3, but see a Benitez cover for 75% off. Why not? A couple back issues of Isis. It's number 2. Oh, 2 copies of number 2. Number 5. Pretty nice VF copy of The Secret Society of Supervillains. Cool 70s book. Told you before I like sharks. I have this series, but I didn't have this cover. It's a variant cover for Hookjaw number 1. Picked up a Greg Land Domino number 1 first print. Picked up 3 copies of The Kitchen #1. DC Vertigo. That should be coming out theatrically fairly soon. Picked up 2 copies of the Hit Monkey miniseries #1. This one's a cover buy, but I grab it whenever I see it, and it was the first part of a great story called Unthinkable. It's a really cool Doctor Doom cover. Fantastic Four 67. This is my favorite Greg Horn cover. I grab this whenever I see it. There is a quasi-nude variant of this. I don't think this is, I didn't even open it. I grab it whenever I see it anyway, just for that cover. That is awesome. I have a giant poster of it on my wall. I love it. This book's kind of a hidden treasure. It has probably one of the worst front covers. It screams bad 90s art, but what should have been the cover is what they used for the back cover, and what's hidden in this story is an awesome Hulk versus Gladiator fight. Why they chose to make that the back cover, I will never know, but find this book in dollar bins. It's a cool battle issue, and it's a good read. So I got 2 copies of that one. A copy of Toxin #6. Guardians of the Galaxy #13. First appearance of a Cosmic Ghost Rider. Not the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Picked up Ghost Rider #95. It was the long-awaited finale that got printed way after the fact. Picked up What If Conan Had Battled Thor. It's #38 of Volume 1. And we've got a Detective Comics Jock cover. It's #878 and also 876. And the last, second to last one I picked up from there, this is Incredible Hulk vs. Wolverine. It's a reprint of Hulk 181. And the last one I got is Namor #9. You say, why did you get this book? The reason I got this book is because the page original art I just got is from this book. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen it already. I posted it there. I was going to show it here, but I forgot to get it out of my portfolio first. But this is the page I got. John Byrne goodness. So I will show that in the next video, but whenever I get a page of art, I like to get the book it came from. I have it for reference, or if I want to frame them up together, I can do that. And the last thing I'm going to show are 2 books I won in the recent comiclink auction. First one I have a couple of copies of already, but it's one of the few books I'm specking on right now. Anytime I see this book for reasonable price, graded 8.5 to 9.4, I buy them. 9.6s, 9.8s have gotten really pricey already, but I think 8.5 to 9.4, there's plenty of room for money to be made down the road. And this is All-Star Comics #58. First appearance of, I can get her without glare. There we go, Power Girl. This is a CGC 9.2. The other book I picked up, I'm not a big modern variant collector, and I kind of opened Pandora's box by buying this because it's part of a set of connecting covers. This book is a ghost, and nobody seemed to know what it was, I think because of the way it was listed. It was just listed as Wolverine #1, so I think people missed out on it. But this is a 1 in 75 variant of Wolverine #1 from 2010. It connects with a bunch of other ghost books that are hard to find. But this is 2010 Wolverine #1 variant cover. I'm going to butcher his name, but Marco Djurjevic, I think is how you say it. Not only is this book hard to find at all, but to find it CGC graded 9.8 was pretty awesome. The problem is, now I'm going to want to find those connecting covers, which is not only going to be difficult, but expensive if I do. So anyway, this has gone on way too long. I appreciate you watching if you stuck through the whole thing. If you didn't, I completely understand. And like I said, I will put notations in the description of what's where so you know what to look for. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have not done so already, please go back and watch my contest video. There's a link to that in the description below. You can help some people out and you can get a prize very easily. If you enter, you win. There's no drawing, no randomization. If you meet the requirements to enter, you're a winner. So please check that out. Do something good for somebody else. Check out all the people I mentioned throughout the video. Links to all their stuff down below. A lot of good people in this community doing cool stuff. So give them some love. Sub them up if you haven't already. Watch their content. And just have a good day, guys. Thank you very much. God bless.